I've got this thing about content conversion and how to get people to actually, opt in or to engage or do what you want them to do online. I was just like, okay, Jeff, like you got to tell me about this. We've got to figure out how to get this to my community. And Jeff graciously agreed to come here and not just teach a bunch of mumbo jumbo to y'all, but to actually do an online workshop with y'all tonight. So if you've got pens, paper, however you take notes, make sure you've got that out today, because as Jeff teaches, we're actually going to do a mini workshop where we're going to create content right here live with Jeff, and I'm going to be here the whole time. I'm going to be creating content. And for those of you that might be in the middle of a crowdfunding campaign or might be doing one soon, this is perfect for you. As you're writing your video, as you're writing your campaign text, and even some of your social media for during the campaign, these are some great tips, some great information that Jeff's going to share how you can get those conversions online. So this is my buddy Jeff. He's been doing internet marketing for several years, and we've got some mentors in common. Y'all might know some of them, and I'll let Jeff tell you about those guys. But please listen. Please listen to Jeff. And I got to tell y'all, the number one, two, maybe three reasons that I love Jeff so much is, number one, he's one of the biggest givers on earth that I know. And so as you're here tonight, he's going to go all out. And all I ask is that you go all out with him. So if he asks you to create some content, do yourself, do your business, do your following the favor of actually taking the steps, even if it's a little bit uncomfortable, because Jeff will coach you through it. He's one of the biggest givers I know. Number two, Jeff's a family guy. He'll probably talk about his sons, and family is extremely important to him. And as y'all know, me and my niece, family is extremely important to me. And so I love this man because he puts his family first. And number three is because whether Jeff's got an audience of one or an audience of 1,000, he's going to show up full out and just give it 110%. Because what's most important to him is that he delivers this message so you can go out and deliver your message, and that he can help you simplify that so you can convert more people, so you can help more people monetize their business or live their dream. And I'm so grateful, Jeff, that you're here to do this with us tonight. And so it's all yours.
Well, thank you, sir. And I got to tell you, that's the first introduction, and I've had a few of them in my life that's got me choked up. So I'm going to try to talk through choking up. Thank you, Roberto. Really, I genuinely appreciate all that, and thank you. And thank you for having me back. I mean, I know you to be one of the good people who are careful with who you bring in front of your community. So the fact that you have me back is huge, and I'm honored by that. And folks, I'm honored that you're here because you know what? There's a lot of webinars going on right now, and you chose this one. So we are honored by that, never take it for granted, and are so going to make it worthwhile for you. Because what we're going to do is I'm going to teach you some things about how to do a call to action at the end of your content, whether that's video, audio, text, even infographics. And then we're going to break it down into what I call a Results Now mini workshop, where you're going to actually create a call to action that you can use for the rest of your career. So moving forward here, many of you are hearing me for the first time, so why in the heck should you listen to me? Now, just relax. I know most of you, like me, have been on webinars where this part lasts 45 minutes. You know, here's how great I am. You can be too if you just do these things. This is going to be well under 5 minutes. I hate those webinars. This is not one of those. Okay, those two newspaper clippings you see are from my former career. I was a marriage and family therapist for 25 years down in Florida, and started writing a weekly relationship column for the newspaper, which was hilarious because I never finished my PhD in marriage and family therapy because my professors told me I couldn't write, and I believed them. And then about 3 years ago, I loved this day, one of those professors signed up for one of my content creation workshops, and that was a pretty happy day. The point of showing you these two clippings, besides proving that I once indeed had dark hair, excuse me, is what I discovered by doing this that worked offline and works even better online. And that's this, okay? When you can demonstrate to folks on a regular basis how you approach their problems and how you solve their problems, it changes the whole marketing dynamic and turns it upside down. No longer are you having to pursue clients, they're pursuing you. When you can show them on a regular basis how you approach their problems and how you solve their problems, you'll have it made. And here I am speaking in the bottom right-hand corner at a conference here in Atlanta. We do twice a year called NAMS, Novice to Advanced Marketing System. And then what I call my four horsemen up at the top. I don't know how much Lisa would appreciate that definition, but she'd probably laugh. Dan Kennedy, Lisa Sasevich, Alex Mendoza, and then Tom Antion, a mentor that Roberto and I have in common. Just a really awesome guy who actually introduced Roberto and I. The four of them I've either done content marketing for behind the scenes and or they use my stuff with themselves and their students like Roberto does. So cool thing is you don't have to just take my word for it. See, I told you that would be under 5 minutes. Here's Entrepreneur Magazine Online talking about why content marketing is king and the preferred marketing tool today. So let's look at what I like to talk about as webinar wisdom. Here's our webinar wisdom. Traditional marketing is telling the world you're a rock star. You guys have experienced that from people on webinars. If you've ever experienced that from somebody on a webinar or anywhere, somebody trying to convince you they're a rock star, just say yes in the Q&A. I know we all have, right? Thank you for those yeses. Here's the difference with content marketing. Content marketing is showing that you are one, demonstrating that you are one. And you guys are going to learn how to do that with your calls to action. Now, our mission is simple. Helping online entrepreneurs just like you go further, faster. Now, that picture in the background is from one of my favorite places in the world, Appalachian Trail, just a few miles north of where I live, where we go hiking quite a bit. Nice infographic background, right? Now, the way I do this with folks is I break it down into 5 simple steps to 6-figure success. And you'll find these down here at the bottom of this graphic. Content creation, and then getting visible online, driving traffic, building your list, and creating information products. So if you're wondering if this is for you, listen, if you're a beginner, I am so glad you're here because you're going to get to learn some of the big mistakes people make in the beginning, and you're going to get to avoid them. Probably most of you are folks who have been doing this a while, and yet you're not making the income you know you could. Can't wait to change that for you. And if you're an expert looking for a powerful edge, honored that you're doing that. I'm always looking for an edge. That's one of the reasons I love doing these workshops for Roberto, because he plays along. He'll be doing the workshop with you, which I think is a cool thing to do. So here's where we're going on this show. Just showed you a little bit of webinar wisdom, right? Whoops, getting ahead of myself here. Then we're going to talk about the content conversion mindset. I want you to look at this the right way so you can do this the right way. And then 3 big content conversion blunders and what to do instead. We're going to talk a little bit about the power of content conversion, of calls to action. Then we're going to do a results now mini workshop. You're going to create your own profitable call to action conversion magnet right on this show. At the end of the show, I'm going to show you a content conversion genius strategy that I bet 99% of you have not heard. I'll walk you through your next success steps with how to run with this and profit. And like all these shows, you're going to get a whole lot more. Now, and like all our shows, we have 2 sponsors. One is the Content Conversion Secrets course, and that's talking about how to do this in every mode possible. And so you never have to play guessing games anymore. That means there's going to be an offer at the end of this show. And listen, I do not want you to invest in that offer. Pause for dramatic effect. What? What do you mean you don't want us to? Unless and until I've delivered on all my promises. Okay? And I will come to you and ask you if I've delivered on all my promises, and you get to say yay or nay in the Q&A. Now, there's always a charity sponsor because I just so love giving back because I've been so blessed. Probably my favorite is an organization called Be Rich. Do more and give more. It's got nothing to do with getting rich and everything to do with realizing that we already are and doing it well. This organization partners with other organizations in the Atlanta area and beyond that are doing a good job helping people, feeding people that wouldn't eat, clothing people that wouldn't have clothing, et cetera, et cetera, et cetera. And we raise like millions of dollars each year in this. And I promise you I will not get through the following example without getting choked up. We went to an organization around here that does a great job of feeding people who normally would not eat. And we said to them, what do you need in 2015 to do what you're doing well? Well, we need to hire these 2 positions, but we don't have the money. And we said, hire them. We'll cover the salary for 2 years. getting to do that is the coolest thing in the world, folks. And so all that to say, a percentage of everything that comes in through my webinars goes to that organization. So when you invest in yourself later, you'll also be invested in helping people. So a little bit more webinar wisdom. Now, this is something I want you to burn into your brain. Your prospects want to take their next success steps, whatever they may be. They're not here because the pool's closed. They're here because they're wanting to be successful at whatever your niche is. Your job is to help them do it. And I want to show you how on this show. Now, here's that call to action mindset we talked about. And then I say it's not a call to action. All right. I like renaming things and naming them more powerfully than what's popular out there. A call to action is basically asking someone to take the next success step once you've taught them something, right? And it's kind of like, pulling things uphill. It's a little bit hard. You make it easy when you turn it into what I call a conversion magnet. A conversion magnet consists of invitational language that compels your prospect to take the next success steps they already want to take. Okay? And we're going to go deeper into what invitational language is in just a minute. So carry that mindset with you as we go through the rest of the webinar. Invitational language, compelling your prospect to take their next success steps. So let's look at those 3 big blunders that people make and what to do instead. One of the biggest ones, amazingly, Roberto, is people failing to ask for the next success step. And you would think folks wouldn't do that, but not too long ago, I went searching for a video on YouTube to show my higher level clients something I was teaching about this, and that didn't have a call to action in it. Unfortunately, it was not difficult to find. It was a really good video too. And it engaged me. I was interested in what they were teaching, but there was no way on the video or in the description underneath the video to opt in for anything, to take any further success steps, to join anything. And the sadly humorous thing about it was a video about list building. It's a video about list building with no way to join a list. So what you do instead is you always, always, always have a call to action conversion magnet, always inviting people to take the next success step. Blunder number 2 is a big one, and I won't ask for a show of hands, but I bet you there's a lot of you out there. Just fear of getting started, not knowing what to say, not wanting to appear salesy or pushy. Okay? The cure for that, what you do instead, is you eliminate the fear with proven, time-tested templates. We're going to practice one here in just a little bit, and then you're going to get an opportunity to use a whole lot more. Now, this is probably my favorite mistake, and it's rubbing cheese on their necks. What in the world does that mean? Okay, come back with me to the mid-'70s, to the Central Florida area, where there was a great stereo store called Stereo Unlimited. All the other stereo stores in town, as soon as you walked in the door, can I help you? Can I help you? Trying to hard sell you. These folks left you alone, answered questions, just told you everything you wanted to know. And their slogan was, "We won't rub cheese on your neck." Now, that's not their graphic. I had to go find that and combine two. But rubbing cheese on their neck is a euphemism for hard selling. Okay? What you do instead is, again, that invitational language that we talked about. And we're going to practice in just a minute. Now, I want to show you the power of having a profitable conversion magnet. Excuse me. Because whenever I want more of all these good and wholesome things that the internet can bring us, more visibility, more traffic, more list members, more opportunities, more relationships, and of course, more profit, I do one simple and powerful thing over and over again with what I call ridiculously relentless consistency. I create more content with a call to action conversion magnet. And we're going to show you how to do that in just a second here. Now, I have a question for you. Doing this will get you more prospects and more profits, easier and faster. This is not a facetious question I'm about to ask. Would that be okay with you if we were able to help you get more prospects and more profits easier and faster? Serious question, yay or nay in the Q&A, please, folks. The reason I ask that is sometimes I work with people who are just wed to this being hard, and I want to divorce you from that. Okay, thank you, Mary, Jacqueline, Diane, That's okay with you guys? All right, so we'll move forward. All right, so let me give you a couple pieces of actionable information. Diane says, heck yes. All right. About designing a call to action, and then I'm going to show you one as an example, break it down for you, show you each step, and then you're going to create one yourself. So here we go. So these are 5 criteria that every call to action needs to meet. And when you don't meet all these, you're leaving prospects and therefore profits on the table. Okay? So number 1, what is this? What is it that you're offering them? What is it that you're asking them to do? You've got to begin with the beginner's mind and set it up in a way so somebody that's never been on the internet before will understand what you're offering them. Okay? Number 2, big one. What's in it for me? Everybody listens to the same radio station, WIIFM. What's in it for me? So you want to explain to them what are the benefits, what are the transformations they're going to get when they opt in and get whatever you're offering, or when they purchase from you and use your programs and resources. Number 3, do I trust this person? Now, that kind of trust is not achieved by saying, well, hey, you can trust me. No, that kind of trust is achieved by giving them good content, giving them good information, and then inviting them to take the next success steps. Number 4, does it make sense? Does it make sense based on what they've just watched, read, listened to? Does it fit in well? The number 5 is probably the most important. What do I do next? Remember, you got to take people by the hand and say, come over here, enter your username and your email address, your username, your first name and your email address, and this is what will happen. Or if it's a sale, you can say, here's what it'll look like when you go to this page. Okay? You want to be really clear on what to do next. Okay? So 5 basic criteria, followed by 3 simple steps that really changed my business. Okay? Now, Roberto said all these wonderful things about me in the beginning, and let's see, who was it that said, quite an endorsement? Yeah, it really was. Thanks. Now I'm going to teach you how to tell a profitable fib. Oops. However, fib stands for flow, invite, and brand. Those are the 3 basic steps of a powerful call to action conversion magnet. You want the invitation to flow seamlessly out of your content. Now, I can take you to the house I built in Tallahassee when I lived there, and a section of the lawn I was cutting when I was thinking about this stuff years ago. And I realized whether it's a video, an audio, an infographic, or in text, a call to action is the next paragraph or the next thing you hear or the next thing you see, and it needs to be seamless. Realizing that and using it and teaching it, because of that, I got a whole lot bigger lawn now, and I don't cut it, and I never will again because I don't like that stuff. This stuff will work, folks, when you do it this way. All right, so you want it to flow seamlessly out of your content, and then you want to invite people. And the simplest invitation, and I want to walk you through one of these invitations later on our show, meets these 3 steps. Here's what I've got for you. Here's what it will do for you. Here's what you want to do next. Follow those 3 steps, and you can take the onerous process of creating a sales letter and make it very, very simple. Because those are the only 3 steps you need to cover. Here's what I've got for you. Here's what it'll do for you. And here's what you want to do next. That's invitational language. And then FIB brand. Link you to the good stuff. Then and only then do you mention your name and who it's from. And I'll show you how to do that in a way that compels people to do business with you. All right. So with those structures, then let me show you an example of one from one of my own pieces of content online. You can find this both on ezinearticles.com, a great content directory, and also on LinkedIn, which is becoming a very, very powerful place to put your content. So here's what I want you guys to guess. Well, I've already given it at the line here, so don't guess. This line indicates where the content stops and where the call to action begins. But without this line, it's seamless. Okay? It's the next subheading, because see, you've got a subheading here. Here's my challenge to you. There's many more in the article above that. And so we do not have a conclusion because it flows right in to get started here. Another subheading, okay? And what we're going to do now is break these very few sentences down into, here's what I've got for you, here's what it'll do for you, here's what I want you to do next, and the flow, invite, and brand. And then you guys are going to do it. So here is the flow. Okay? Get started here. It flows right out of the content. It's not copyright 2015. It's not, Johnny Joe is a great author and went to 12 really hard colleges. No, nobody cares about that. They care about what's in it for them. So get started here. I want to help you get started creating content on a regular basis by connecting you with your free instant access to my blah, 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 blah. Grab yours by visiting. And that's a live link, folks, if you want to go get that template. Just as a little bonus. So it flows right out of the content. If this was a video, it would be the very next slide. Without saying, now comes the call to action. It just flows seamlessly. So, next part is the invitation. Now, I'm doing that some in this paragraph and also in this paragraph. Okay, I want to help you get started by creating your content. When you connect with blah, 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 you'll get the template complete with formulas and instructions along with a look over my shoulder video. So I'm inviting them to go get this cool stuff. You're going to get a template. You're going to get a look over my shoulder video. And then we do section 3, which is the branding. Brought to you by Jeff Herring, dedicated to helping you unleash and cash in on your content. Okay, that is not me bragging about me. That's just giving you another benefit. I'm going to show you exactly how to do that in just a second. All right? So, with that said, let's dive in to the workshop. You guys ready to do a little workshop here? Some results now. Give me a yay or nay, please, folks, in the Q&A. And Roberto's going to play along. Yeah. There's Jacqueline. She's been playing along since the beginning, before we even started the show. Yay, 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 yes, yes, yay, heck yeah. Okay, here we go. Now, what I want you to do is think about one of two things. Diane, yay, yay, double yay. Either a giveaway that you have that you're inviting people to opt in for in exchange for their email address. You're going to give them this cool thing. Or think about something you're wanting to sell. This works for both. All right? And so let's say you've got a video or an audio or an infographic or a blog post or an article or a Facebook update or even right there in your crowdfunding sites, and you're inviting them to take the next success step, okay? So what you want to do is you want it to flow right out of that video, article, blog post, whatever. All right, now, what you're going to do, I'm going to give you 60 seconds to do it in just a moment, is create something like this. Now, listen, you can start from scratch if you want to, but my buddy Al Einstein is known for saying everything should be made as simple as possible and no simpler. So I'm big on making things simple. All right. So you've got a template up here above, right across from flow, where you can just say, get started here. I want to help you get started blank by connecting you with your free instant access to blank. Grab yours by visiting blank. So you just got 3 blanks to fill in. Now you can use these words or whatever version of them you want to use, but there's your template. You don't have to reinvent the wheel here, folks. Get started here. I want to help you get started blank by connecting you with your free instant access to my blank. Grab yours by visiting blank. Now, just a little piece of information that's golden before you get started here. Those 3 words, free instant access, are huge psychological triggers for opt-ins. Okay? Free, well, we don't have to explain that one. Instant, that's the society we live in, right? Access, that implies you're getting something kind of behind the scenes, backstage, that other people aren't getting. Okay? So those are powerful to use. So what we're going to do is give you 60 seconds or so to create the flow part of your call to action conversion magnet here in text. And what we want you to do is be bold, brave, courageous, get the most you can out of this, and as you create it, put it here in the Q&A so Roberto and I can celebrate it and even make it better if we can. So 60 or so seconds, ready, set, and go. Now, I used to play mellow content creation music that Mike Stewart put together for me um, during this part, Roberto, but people would come into the webinar late and hear the music and think they'd missed everything. So now we just kind of chat and coach. So
Well,
I
good thing you and
wonder.
I like to chat.
Well, it's true, right? We've been trying to for a couple weeks now, and now we finally get to, right? I wonder who's going to be the first to offer up theirs here to celebrate and see if we can make better.
Oh, I'm kind of thinking it's probably going to be Jacqueline or Diane is my guess here.
That's what I was thinking too.
Although,
Um,
you never know. I'm thinking Carolyn or Colleen might jump in also,
there's
or
Barry and Gary too, so but
yeah.
I was Jacqueline's that go-getter from the very beginning, so
Hmm.
I wouldn't be surprised. So all you're doing, folks, is taking that first step. Get started here. I want to help you get started. Blah 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 blah. You'll still get something out of this if you write it down and play with us, and don't share it. Um, but you'll get more out of it. Barry wishes he had something. Barry, what's your niche? We'll create one for you right here. What's your niche, Barry? That's not a rhetorical. Let us know right here, buddy. There's Jacqueline. Boom. We were right. Okay. Free instant access to my international staffing services. Where'd my cursor go? There it is. Get complete information on how to secure your first career abroad. Brought to you by, she's getting ahead of herself and doing the last part. Okay. So free instant access to my international staffing services. Good start. You want to make it something specific. It could be the three biggest mistakes people make with seeking international staffing services. That would be great. Barry's niche, helping people live a life with purpose and passion. Okay, so here's what you do, Barry. Get started here. I want to help you get started creating purpose and passion in your life by connecting you with your free instant access to my three biggest mistakes people make when looking for purpose and passion in their life video. Grab yours by visiting blah, blah, blah. Okay? So, easily created there. That's a good model for you guys. People love reading about mistakes and what to do instead. All right, so good job, guys. And thanks for playing along, Barry. Barry says, well done. I remember when I first started doing this stuff, Roberto, like people like Tom, where good copy just rolled out of his mouth, you know, when he opened it. And I sat in amazement watching that. And now, after all these years, being able to do it's a kick. So we're going to do the second part now. We're going to do the invitational language. This is where you're telling them what they're going to get. Okay? So here is, again, the template for this. You'll get the template complete with formulas and instructions along with a look over my shoulder video that shows you how I use the template to create profitable content. Okay? Colleen jumped in here at the last minute. I want to help you start building your always look like a perfect 10 wardrobe. Nicely done, Colleen. So again, you've got a template here. You'll get the blank complete with blank along with blank. Now, folks, if you could put together a little video that lets people look over your shoulder, that's powerful. That shows you how to blank. That's all you're doing. Okay? If we're going to use a fishing analogy, you're continuing to set the hook here by telling them what they're going to get and getting them thinking about using it. Okay? So same 60 seconds. Ready, set, go. Create your invitation. Now, relax. We're not going to grade you. This is just simply practice. Okay? And when you do it, you'll come out with something that you can use for the rest of whenever. Colleen, I only got part of hers because this only opens a little bit. Let me open up the rest here. Want to help you start building your always look like a perfect 10 wardrobe with a total of only 30 pieces, along with all the videos where I'll take you by the hand and do it step by step with you. Nicely done. Okay, Barry, thank you, sir. See? Help Barry out a little bit. He's jumping in the game. Awesome. Good job, Barry. You got some folks that want to get somewhere here, Roberto.
We
That's awesome.
do, and I got to say, Jeff, I remember my first webinar, with you as an attendee, not even co-hosting one together. I was one of the people because I can see who's on this call. I can see who's here with us, and I know that some of you've got amazing, amazing things you're working on. I know some of you are working in the fitness space and helping, women over a certain age,
Awesome.
get fit and stay fit. I know that some of you are out there working specifically with Latinos and working with nonprofits. I know some of you are out there working on sporting events and teaching kids how to swim better. I know some of you are helping people transition careers here in the States, or transition from the military into civilian careers. And so, I'm looking at the names here and seeing what you're doing. My buddy Serena's on here, and he's helping people go after their dreams and teaching them that big dreams take small sacrifices. And so
I love it.
I know a lot of you are on here, and I just wanted to let y'all know, feel free to share something with us tonight, because
Yeah.
the first couple webinars I was on with Jeff as an attendee, I sat here and I just said, okay, you know what? I'm just going to write this all to myself, and I'm just not going to share it with anybody. And it showed up in my life as more than that, because what happened is I wrote it and then I didn't share it with the world at all. I just sat here and I shared it with just me. So if you want to share something, this is a safe place. It's a safe place for all of us to be able to learn and to grow together, because I guarantee you, Jeff and I have been exactly where you are. We were both starting out at one point. We're still learning. We both have our own mentors to
Yeah.
this day.
As a matter of fact, and thank you for saying that, Roberto. And I didn't know that you were on webinars before Tom introduced us, so that's cool. Um, 8 years ago this month, folks, 8 years ago this month, I started full-time online. And I was doing part-time in a transition from Florida up here. And 8 years ago this month, I moved from the hotel I was barely able to afford to live in to a sprawling 700 square foot apartment. Most of the square foot was in the stairwell leading up on the inside. Um, and I'm wondering if I'm going to be able to even afford that. But in that little teeny apartment on a laptop, built a good six-figure business. So yeah, we've been where you guys may be, and the message behind that is, man, you go use this stuff and use stuff that works and keep plugging, because as Roberto shared at the beginning and then just cited a few people, the joy I get to do every day is my message is designed to help you get your message out there and make a difference in people's lives, which is like really cool. So Barry says, you will get a video demonstrating the steps to follow to live a life with purpose. Good job. Thanks for playing. Diane, you'll get an introductory video of how to prepare your own home photo inventory to prepare for disaster recovery. See, that's an important niche. And then Carolyn, you'll get the report complete with action steps along with exercises that will assist you with taking action to achieve your goals. Okay, so you guys are getting it. Now, this is the easiest part, the brand part. Because when we're doing the brand part, see, what most people start off a call to action with is all about themselves. And no one cares. They're interested in what's in it for them. Now, here at the end, you want to bring up your name and your stuff, because you want to associate your name with the good stuff they're about to get. Now, here's the beauty of this, okay? Brought to you by your name. This is like back in school, when you had to write your name in the upper right-hand corner of the paper. That always, pleased me, Roberto, because at least I knew I was going to get one answer right? So you're going to get this one right. Now, instead of just buy Jeff Herring, I use a line from TV, and Barry's already doing this. Way to go, Barry. Brought to you by, okay? Now, I could say, brought to you by Jeff Herring, the king of content marketing, or blah, 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 blah. and who cares? Instead, look at this, dedicated to helping you unleash and cash in on your content. Anywhere you see me speaking and you see my bio, it's going to be all about you and all about what you can get from working with me. In fact, at the NAMS conference, it has like, I think we've got over 100 different speakers that come in now. We've been doing this twice a year since '09. David Perdue, the head of it, looked at my bio and pulled it out and said, okay, everybody copy this, because it shows you the benefit, and it's not all about me, it's all about you, okay? So all you got to do is brought to you by your name, dedicated to whatever you help people with, okay? So you got the same 60 minutes to 60 minutes, yeah, right. We'll be back in an hour. No, 60 seconds to just craft out. Some of you already are. Barry, Coach Bud showing up for the first time in Carolyn. Brought to you by your name, dedicated to helping you, whatever it is you help them do. Go, folks. Thank you, Barry. Thank you, Coach Bud. Thank you, Carolyn. I love that name, Coach Bud. I like that. I've coached probably like my whole life. I coach one of the coaches for my 12-year-old's flag football team, and it's just so much fun. Just before we went live, I was looking at the news, Roberto,
Uh,
and folks, if you ever believe you can't come up with something to offer people, to sell people from your niche, there is a man in Massachusetts, even as we speak. He is bottling snow, and he's selling it for $89. He's figured out a way to use the Omaha steak packages to get snow to people, enough in a jar to make like 10 snowballs, and he's selling it like crazy. So, folks, we can all come up with something if you can sell snow, you know. So anyway, all right. So let me see. We got Barry's here now. Barry, see, Barry's awesome because he was struggling at first. Now he was answering this before we even finished the question. Brought to you by Barry. Is that Laub? Laub? Correct me if I'm wrong. Your legacy builder for making an impact for others. I like that, legacy builder. See, there you go. Brought to you by Coach Bud, who utilizes his 30 years of coaching entrepreneurs to achieve your success. Okay, yeah, you bring it back around to what's in it for them. So good. And then brought to you by Carolyn Owens, helping women up-level their skills to up-level their income. I like that. Up-level your skills to up-level your income. Well done, Carolyn. And Diane here, brought to you by Diane Watson, dedicated to helping you have the peace of mind knowing you will never suffer a financial disaster if you suffer a natural disaster.
that's
Nicely
strong.
worded. Isn't that good? That's nice and strong. Let me read that again. Brought to you by Diane Watson, dedicated to helping you have the peace of mind knowing you will never suffer a financial disaster if you suffer a financial disaster. See, that's compelling and pulls you in to go, I want to know more about that.
I do too. I was sitting there right away. I was like, I've been through a hurricane or two. What do you got?
Yeah, come on. So good job, Diane, and good job, everybody. What you've done here is begun to create a call to action, a conversion magnet that you can use over and over again. Now, I promise you I would break down the other pieces of this. Here's what I've got for you. Here's what it will do for you. Here's what you want to do next. So here's what I've got for you part. Okay, I want to help you get started creating content on a regular basis by connecting with your free instant access to what? A 3 mistakes content creation template. Okay, so you're being clear about what you've got for them and also what it'll do for them. And there's where they go to get it. Okay, so that's here's what I've got for you. Here's what it will do for you. You'll get the template complete with formulas and instructions that'll show you how I use the template to create profitable content. So you'll be able to create profitable content. Okay? So you're pulling them in deeper by showing them what it's going to do for them. And then Here's what you want to do next. I've included that twice here. This doesn't necessarily have to be in order, and it can be peppered throughout. So the first one is grab yours by visiting, and there's the link. And here's the other link with the anchor text, hyperlink. Look over my shoulder video. So you can click on either one to get where you want to go. Now, in a minute, I'm going to show you an entire sales letter that uses this formula. Here's what I've got for you. Here's what it'll do for you. Here's what I want you to do next. But first, I have a very, very important question that I promised I would ask you. And it is this. Have I delivered on what I told you I was going to deliver way back at the beginning of this show? Yay or nay, please, in the Q&A. Absolutely, says Diane. I like those absolutely's. Carolyn says yes. Coach Bud says yes. So I'll take those absolutely's and yeses and move forward here. Okay, so what I like to do, Barry says for sure, and LR gives us a big why, so yes. All right, so what I like to do, and one of the things that I'm skilled at, is taking the complex and making it simple, okay? I have to do that in order for me to be able to do it, okay? Because I'm a pretty simple guy. And that's what I like to do, and that's what my students tell me that I'm good at, is taking difficult stuff and making it simple and doable. Okay? The other thing I like to do is take stuff from expensive to affordable so you can get started and take your next success steps. Because listen, you were just now able to barely scratch the surface and create a call to action conversion magnet with a template, right? So here's something I want you to think about. What if you had 21 plus of these, of call to action conversion magnets, and we're talking about having them in video, in text, in audio, social media, infographics, which are huge, speaking, sales letters, and more. All right, let me walk you through what you're going to get in the Content Conversion Secrets course. And remember, we got a Content Conversion Genius tip coming up that I want you guys to use. Okay, so first you're going to get my famous Get Started Here module. I'm sure, Roberto, you've experienced this, and I know other people on the webinar have too. Getting an information product and you had no idea where to get started and no idea what to do next. I don't want that to happen to you. So all my courses have the Get Started Here module that you consume first so you know what you're doing. Then you're going to get 21 content conversion magnet templates where you're just filling in the blanks like you did on this show. There's a bunch in text, in audio, in video, in social media, infographics. The first bonus is getting them in speaking and sales letters. Bonus number 2 is what I call a content conversion consult. That's you and I on the phone, just you and I spending some time together looking at your calls to action, your conversion magnets, and making them better. Okay? A lot of my colleagues tell me I'm crazy for talking to my students that way. I think they're crazy for not doing it. Bonus number 3, some people often say this is worth the whole investment. It's my content conversion vault. Everything I've ever written and every video I've ever created about this topic all in one place. And then bonus number 4 is our private content conversion Facebook group where you get help, support, and a cool community. Now, you look around the internet and you can find stuff like this for $9.97 or more that don't work nearly as well. But forget about that number because you're going to get a much, 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 much better webinar deal. So again, what if you had an entire stable of these that you can grab and use whenever you needed them, knowing exactly where to use them? So we are going to take a look behind the scenes at one of those sales letters I talked about so you can see exactly how this works, okay? So that one is not supposed to be there. Well, how about that? Goodness. But we're supposed to. There we go. So first, let's look at the Your Members area. Okay. There's the Get Started Here module, and all the videos there, and then in text, audio, infographics, speaking and sales letters, all your bonuses. So you jump right in, get your first assignment, and some videos that are all 5 minutes or less, so you can watch them, learn it, go use it. Okay, now, here is that example that I promised you I would show you of how to do the, here's what I've got for you. Here's what it'll do for you. Here's what I want you to do next. And here, folks, is where I promised you, where I'm going to walk you through. Here's what I've got for you. Here's what it'll do for you. And here's what I want you to do next. Okay? Now, this is a sales letter for the content conversion secrets, right? And so what I'm showing you is that I eat my own cooking. I use what I'm teaching you. Okay? And I want you to do two things. I want you to watch the process to learn from it, because I'm selling to you while I'm showing you how to sell. Okay? I'm doing a call to action while I'm teaching you calls to action, and I want you to see everything you're going to get. So I mentioned the famous Get Started Here module. I want you to know exactly where to get started and exactly what to do next. You're going to get your first assignment, a motivational video that you can watch often so you can go further, faster, how to automate your calls to action, and then we go deeper into the 5 criteria, the profitable fib, and the 3-part invitational language. And then you're going to be able to templatize your enterprise. Okay, 21 plus templates in text. Some of them even have names. In audio, the almost forgot template, Roberto, there's a wonderful story in there about how I met on the same day, not intending to, Wayne Rogers, who played Trapper John in MASH, and also Peter Falk, who played Columbo. And then in audio and video, 3-slide, 4-slide videos, how to do it on YouTube, webinars, video sales letters, social media, yeah, even Twitter, 140 characters or less. Infographics, one of the most huge things out there right now. All your bonuses, you can do it in speaking, sales letters. And see, folks, not only am I going to give you these templates in the course, you're going to know exactly when to use them and where to use them. Okay? And then we have that content conversion consult, where you and I one-on-one on the phone. You get to access my years of experience, and I'll walk you through your next success steps. You get the vault with all my articles and videos and those of other hand-picked experts about content conversion. Private Facebook group where you get community and joint ventures. Now, that's what I've got for you. Here's what it'll do for you. And again, this process is something you can follow when you do your own call to action conversion magnets. You get more prospects and profits with this. Okay, it's simple, methodical, effective, profitable, and powerful. You get more high qualified opt-ins, so more prospects. You make more sales with this stuff, more profits. You get to templatize your enterprise so you work smarter instead of harder, and you turn everything you've got into a well-oiled machine that dumps cash into your system. Okay? And you don't have to do guesswork. Get priceless confidence when you know where to get started and what to do next. And there's Adela Rubio, another joint venture partner, who changed a lot of things around in her business after the templates, and she realized that this makes everything you create a mini sales letter. Yep. So here's what you want to do next. Folks, this is regularly $497. Because you are one of Roberto's folks, you get a $300 discount. Okay, so you can make an investment of $197 and save $34. Or if you need to finance this, cool. You can do 3 payments of only $77. Okay, and get on board with content conversion secrets. Now, we're going to go back to our show now that I've demonstrated to you what this will do for you, what you'll get, and what you can do next. Now, here's somebody that's already inside the members area. Your conversion magnets flow so effortlessly. Hope I can get better with mine, and she did. Now, there is a link you want to go to, folks. ContentConversionSecrets.com/Roberto. ContentConversionSecrets.com/Roberto. And now, a little bit of the story about why this was created. Okay, 2 people, David Perdue, the CEO of NAMS, and Mike Stewart, a buddy here in the Atlanta area that teaches audio and video online, were bugging me for 2 years to do this course. And I could see their point, but I just wasn't I wasn't moved to do it. And David pulled me aside one day and said, Jeff, you don't get it. You are so good at inviting people to take their next success steps, and you do it so effortlessly that you don't know how valuable it is. You've got to teach this to folks, and you're the only one that can. Well, that got to me. So that's why we're doing this. And there's a link to go to, contentconversionsecrets.com/Roberto. You're going to get my famous Get Started Here module, all the different conversion magnets, everything from text to social media to infographics, the content conversion consult. You're going to get access to the vault with all my articles and videos about this, and the Facebook group. And here's where you come on board, folks, with 3 payments of just $77, one now, one in a month, one a month after that. And listen, when you do what I tell you to do on the inside, you won't need to finance something at this level again. And you want to save $34 and come on board with just one payment of $197, there's your link. Now, whenever I show you something twice on a webinar, that means it's very important. So here's that webinar wisdom again. Your prospect wants to take their next success steps. Your job is to help them do it. Okay? Your job is to help them do it. Now, I promised you, right, a genius tip, and here it is. Again, if I'm showing you something again on a webinar, that's how huge it is. Now, master this, folks, and you can pretty much write your own ticket online. Roberto was talking about how I talk about my 2 boys, John and Caleb, who were just like really cool young men, and we'll talk about going somewhere. And Dad, let's go so and so. And I said, okay, hang on, give me a couple of days, write a few emails, and we'll do it. Because when you use these calls to action like that, you can do this, folks. Whenever I want more of all this good stuff, visibility, traffic, list members, opportunities, relationships, more profit, and more lifestyle, I create more content with the conversion magnet. And when you can do that over and over again whenever you want, it gets you up grinning, that's for sure. All right, so one more review of what you're going to get. And folks, your special link is right there in the chat box that Roberto has put in there for you. That's your special link. So you're going to get the My Famous Get Started Here module, and then you're going to get 21 plus content conversion magnet templates. Now, that's how many there are there now. There's going to be more because I'm always upgrading. Some of them will be in text, like we practiced on this webinar. I'm going to show you how to do it in audio, blog talk, radio, podcasting, interviews, teleseminars, video, YouTube, webinars, sales letters, social media, infographics, speaking is a bonus along with sales letters. If somebody walks in off the street and wants to do a consult with me, it's $500 for a half hour. Okay? You're going to get up to an hour with me on the content conversion consult, where we're going to look at what you're doing and just make it better. And bonus number 3, the vault with all the content conversion information in the private Facebook group. And folks, 2 things are about to happen. It's about to be decision time, and then we're going to answer your questions. So if you've got some, shoot them over here in the Q&A in your dashboard. And for some of you, that'll be right in the your little dashboard with the orange arrow. For others, it'll be in a box right below your video. Okay. So here's decision time. 2 ways to come on board at contentconversionsecrets.com/Roberto. One way is to make 3 payments of just $77, one now, one in a month after that. And like I said, do what I tell you to do on the inside. You won't need to finance something at this level again. Or listen, you can save $34 and just do one investment of only $197 for all this stuff. There is your link. And while you guys are putting your questions together, as the esteemed leader of this tribe, Roberto, what would you like to add or ask at this time?
I'd just like to share with everybody that
Yeah?
are we there?
Yeah.
Okay, I'm unmuted now. Cool.
Yeah, you went away for a second.
Um,
I heard, I'd
it's
just like to
amazing.
share with everybody that, and then there was
And
silence.
then I saw the screen change, and I was
Oh,
like,
okay.
whoa.
You're here. Let's just do a sound check. You guys hearing both of us okay? Just give us a yes in the Q&A, please. Let's see who'll be first, Jacqueline or Barry?
Well, I'm getting a couple text messages. Diane was first.
Yeah, there we go. Okay, good. We got it.
Diane,
All
then
right. Thanks,
Jacqueline, then
guys.
Carolyn.
All right.
Ah,
Thanks,
oh,
guys.
and Colleen and Coach Bud and all my favorite people.
There
Um,
you go. All
you know,
right, go for it, buddy.
so what I'd like to say is that, I have been using Jeff's material myself, his content creation templates, and Jeff is somebody that I personally trust. And the reason that so many of you may know of me now, where you didn't know of me maybe 9 months ago or a year ago, is because I personally use Jeff's templates in my business. And as many of you know, I don't send out a bunch of emails saying, hey, buy this person's stuff or buy this person's stuff, because I know what it's like to buy more stuff than you know what to do with.
Amen.
And end up not doing anything with it. In fact, I've had a couple of you emailing me tonight saying, hey, this is great. Do I need to buy this? And, I've been replying back to y'all and giving you an honest opinion. And, Jeff is one of the good guys. And Jeff is someone that is going to be here. He's, if you buy from him tonight, he's not going to be gone tomorrow. He's going to be here. Well, I can't promise he's not going to be gone tomorrow because, we don't know what life holds. But in terms of business, Jeff's going to be here. Jeff's going to support you. He's one of the good guys. And I got to tell you, just some of the conversations that I've been able to share with Jeff as a student of Jeff's have helped take my business forward. And I just want to encourage you that if you feel this is right for you, to consider the opportunity, because nobody knows your business like you do. And I know that if you're anything like I was, even 9 months ago, one of my biggest problems was that I didn't know how to let people find me. And Jeff's templates have allowed me to create content to help people find me online. And if that's something you're looking for, then I encourage you to make that investment in yourself.
Well said. And what Roberto said is really important about I'll be here. Because I will be. I've been doing this full time since '07, and I love helping people get their message out there. And there are a lot of fly-by-night folks online, so you do have to be careful. And that's why Roberto and I are so committed to taking care of people. The other reason is we both have a mentor that if he ever found out we weren't taking care of people, would kill us.
He
Um,
kicked both of our butts.
wouldn't he? Because that's one of the things I really learned from Tom is just stellar customer service, because that's how he is. Um, and so a couple of questions have come in that a lot of people wonder. One of them is, when does the training start? Okay, immediately. Um, it's a lot of it is recorded and there for you. The good thing is there's still more coming, so there is plenty there for you to dive into, like a lot of people are. Thank you for coming on board. Um, and so you dive in. The thing I would say, do as soon as you can, start consuming the Get Started Here module, even before your head hits the pillow tonight. Grab a couple of those videos, because that is the single greatest predictor of success. If you use something right away, I invested in something earlier today, and I made sure I did a little bit of it right away, because that gets you motivated and stops stuff from becoming shelf help. Another question is, if I do the 3-pay, will I be able to get everything at once, or do I have to make all 3 payments? Listen, um, I treat folks like big kids. Um, it's just my style. Um, one of the things both my sons have said to me in different ways at different times is, Dad, you teach us, you treat us like we're young adults. I'm like, well, yeah, why not? You are. So this is all done on the honor system. So yeah, you make that first 3-pay, and you get everything, and jump right on board, because I want you to be successful with this. Okay. Um, let's see. Does this apply to creating videos too? Absolutely. As a matter of fact, I'll give you a simple bonus little tip here for video to encourage y'all to come on board, because this is just a slice of what you'll get on the inside. Okay, people make making videos way too complicated. The first thing people get hung up on is, well, I don't want to show my face. And what they're really saying is, I think I have a face made for radio. Well, guess what? You don't have to. Screen capture videos are huge. Okay? All you need are 4 slides. Okay? The title slide, slide 1. Slide 2, state the problem. Slide 3, say what to do instead. Slide 4, what do you want them to do next? Boom. There's your video. 2, 3, 4-minute video. Okay? Slide 1, title. Slide 2, the problem. Slide 3, the solution. Slide 4, what you want them to do next. Okay? Now, the words you use in that 4th slide, how you invite them to take their next success steps into what you want them to do next is huge. Okay? And what the Content Conversion Secrets course is full of is all the psychological triggers that are used to help people take their next success steps. Again, your prospects are there because they want to take their next success steps. They're not there because the pool's closed, right? They want to take their next success steps. Your job is to help them do it, okay? And that's not being salesy. That's not being pushy. Here's a mindset tip that I really want you to adopt, okay? Think about it this way. If you've got information, content, next success steps that will help people take their next success steps and be successful in their business and help other people, and you don't offer it to them, you're doing them a disservice. And I know none of you want to do that, okay? Now, let's take that a step further. If you offer it to them, as you should, and you don't profit from it, guess what? You're doing yourself a disservice. Because part of what we get to do is help others and make a great living at it. That is a great way to get up in the morning, okay? And you're also back to doing a disservice to them because you're not modeling well. So using the right words, using the right language to get people to take their next success steps is huge, okay? And perfectly okay to do, and I want you to learn how to do it, okay? So here is your fast action bonus, besides that special link that is there in your chat box, okay? For everybody that comes on board, here's what you'll get extra. Extra time on that content conversion consult. We'll spend some extra time looking at your stuff and making it even better, okay? What I want you to experience, what I want you to imagine, okay, is you're on the other side of this course. You've taken it, you've consumed it, and you're using it. And you're not only using the calls to action, you know which ones to use when and why. And what's happening is you're helping more people. Because more people are getting your stuff, you're helping more people. And you're helping those people change other people's lives. And you're fulfilling your mission. Okay, I want you to imagine that, especially those of you that are on the fence about this and wondering if this is for you. If you've got a message inside of you that can help other people, then not only do you have a right to get it out, but you've got an obligation to get it out there. It's part of why you're here on the planet. So come on board with us at contentconversionsecrets.com/Roberto, right there on the screen. And as we head into the home stretch here, Roberto, wondering if you have any final words. I almost said last words. Any final words?
Let's hope they're not the last words.
Yeah, really, bud. No.
It's hope on it. Let's see. Jeff, did you see Coach Bud's question here?
I must have missed it. There it is. I'm working on a video for a crowdfunding project. Can we do the consultation after the video is completed? Yeah, absolutely, Coach Bud. Love to. Just reach out. There's a tab right in your members area where you can reach out and set that up. So yeah, after the video is done, absolutely, we can take a look at it. Great question.
Perfect.
Thank you for pointing that out.
I had to come over here now that I figured out how to unmute myself. I saw Coach Bud's question in the process.
Well, that's a good thing.
It sure is. I just want to say thank you, everybody, for taking time out of your day to join us. Whether you were here with us live or in the replay, thank you for taking the time because I know as entrepreneurs and even just people, our lives are busy and time is the most precious asset that any of us have. And so I want to thank you for investing in yourself today by learning from Jeff and allowing Jeff to teach you. And so whether you choose to invest into this, Jeff's program today or another day, I want to thank you and congratulate you for taking the time to invest in yourself today because what he taught you today, take it, use it, run with it, be part of that 2%. And I want you to help us raise that percentage. Be part of the 2% that actually does something with the content that you learn at webinars or live
Mm,
events. Help us get that number up. Be implementators of the information that you learn. And Jeff has gave so freely tonight this information. I want to encourage y'all to please, please, please use this. And when you use it, take a screenshot of it or email me the link or, find Jeff on Facebook or, on Twitter and send him the link. Let us know how you're using this
absolutely.
content because at that point we won number one maybe it's something we can learn from. One of the things that Diane, when you were sharing that information earlier, I was just like, wow, I want to know more about that. So go use this information and show us where you're using it in the world because I guarantee you whatever it is you're doing, Jeff or myself or somebody we know may need the expertise or the product or the service that you have, and I want you to honor those people by getting your content out there in a bigger way.
Well said, my friend. Well said. So, folks, I want to wrap up by saying a few things. Thing one is, again, thanking Roberto. I appreciate you having me back. I appreciate it so much because I'm just honored to be here because I know you're careful with who you let in front of your community. And, folks, I'm honored that you were here. Like we said, there's a lot of places you could be, and you chose to join us. So thank you for investing what I would say is your most valuable resource, your time. And so what we're inviting you to do is invest another valuable resource, which is your income and a little bit of that, just a slice of that really, to take yourself further faster. And going to invite you to go get this stuff at contentconversionsecrets.com/Roberto. You see the timer up there with about 12 minutes left. I'm going to leave it up there, put some music in the background so you guys can listen to it as you order. And that will be the time limit on the extra bonus of an extra long amount of strategy session with me. You can even divide it into two if you want. We can work on something and then you go do it and we come back and take a look at it. And so go get this stuff at contentconversionsecrets.com/Roberto. And as always, go use this stuff because it flat out works. Roberto, thank you, sir, and we'll chat soon.
Will do. Thank you.